Hey guys, you are watching Dirt Bike Channel. I'm your host, Kyle Brotherson, and today we're gonna be weighing some dirt bikes on an actual scale. We're gonna find out how much these things weigh. I'm not listening to the magazines, I'm not listening to the manufacturers, because everyone has a different way of measuring these things. Some have wet weight, some have dry weight, some have ready to race weight. I don't know. We're gonna find out how much they actually weigh. This is a 2015 KTM 300XC. This is a 2017 KTM 300XC. And that over there is a 2017 Yamaha YZ250X. We are going to find out how much lighter, if any, the 2017 got versus its 2016 and 2015 counterparts, and then we're going to compare that to what the Yamaha weighs. The Yamaha doesn't have electric start, but these bikes are very, very similarly outfitted. These two bikes, this is Sam's bike that I'm borrowing and my bike, these bikes are outfitted almost identically with radiator guards and skid plates and rear disc guards. The Yamaha over there has a little bit less stuff on it, which we'll take into account. And then I'm going to weigh these bikes full of fuel. So I'm gonna top off the tank on both of the KTMs and top off the tank on the Yamaha and see how much they weigh. Now, the Yamaha actually only has a 2.1 gallon tank, which means that bike is going to be a little bit lighter. It's gonna be 3 pounds lighter. That's a half gallon less fuel, and gas is 6 pounds per gallon. So that bike is gonna be 3 pounds lighter no matter what. So we're gonna take that into account and find out what the weight of these bikes really are. Stick around. Okay, for this test and a bunch of other tests that I will hopefully do on future dirt bikes, we're gonna use this commercial shipping scale. It's got a capacity of 400 pounds and it's accurate down to the half-pound mark. So we're going to what we'll do is we'll put this scale on the stand and then put the bikes on the scale so they're completely lifted off, and we'll take a reading. So let's go ahead and do that. A couple of housekeeping items here. This is the 2015 300XC. It has a skid plate, as does the 2017 300XC. They both have very similar style handguards here. Sorry about the lighting as I run and gun this. So they've got very similar handguards, very similar skid plates. They've got they both have a rear disc guard on them. That's the 2017. This over here is the 2015 rear disc guard. So very, very similarly outfitted. The skid plate on the 2017, this is the 15. The skid plate on the 2017 actually is an SXS slide plate that comes back over the linkage guard. So that will affect the weight a little bit, because this skid plate is, here on the 2017, this skid plate is a touch heavier, but not a significant amount. So let's go ahead and see what these things weigh. All right, the 2015 KTM 300XC is completely lifted up off the ground. As you can see, there's daylight under there, lots of daylight under the rear. We are on top of my scale on the stand. Let's check the results. This is the 2015 KTM 300XC, and as you can see, it's 251.5 pounds. That is ready to ride, ready to go out on a trail race, clear full of fuel. It's got a skid plate, it's got radiator guards, it's got hand guards, and it's got a rear disc guard. This bike has tubeless installed on it, so no super big heavy tubes. That's what this bike weighs. Ready to ride, 251 pounds, 0.5. Now we have the 2017 KTM 300XC weighing in at 243.5. It's got a full tank of fuel, radiator guards, skid plate, pretty heavy skid plate, the SXS slide plate, and a rear disc guard and some lightweight hand guards. So 243.5. It is lighter than the old bikes, no doubt about it. Now, as you can see, the Yamaha does not have radiator guards. It does have hand guards. It does not have as heavy of a skid plate as the 2017 KTM. And it also doesn't have more than just a plastic rear disc guard, so there's a teeny bit of weight difference there. Otherwise, the bikes are set up amazingly similar. Obviously, that one has 3 pounds less gas. So let's see how much this baby weighs. And now we have the 2017 YZ250X coming in at 236.5. Again, this thing is full of fuel. It has hand guards. It has a skid plate, a lightweight skid plate, and a very, very lightweight rear disc guard, just a plastic one instead of an aluminum rear disc guard. So let's go over to the bench and see what's what. Okay, let's go through this a little bit. 2017 KTM, on their website, they say that the 300XC weighs 222 pounds, ready to race, quote, without fuel. And if you actually did add fuel to that, then that would be 237.6. Now that is very close to what this bike would actually weigh if it only had that on it, but it's not perfect. 2017 KTM or 2017 Yamaha, they say it's 229 pounds wet weight. Well, here's what my scale says. First off, let's take a look at the 2015 KTM 300XC. It is 251.5 pounds. That makes it exactly 8 pounds heavier than the 2017 version of this bike. So in 2016 they didn't change anything, and then in 2017 they went to a new motor, new frame, and in doing so they shaved 8 pounds off that bike. So that is amazing, because the two bikes, Sam's bike and my bike, are set up almost identically. In fact, the KTM actually has a heavier, the 2017 actually has a heavier skid plate, so it would be actually even lighter. This would be down around 242 if it had the same skid plate as what Sam's has. So 8 pounds different there. And then on the 2017 Yamaha YZ250X, it's actually 7 pounds lighter than the 2017 KTM 300, but we can't just say it's 7 pounds lighter because it has 3 pounds less gas. So I've got 7 pounds minus 3, and then I've got minus 1 pound for the skid plate because the Yamaha doesn't have as heavy of a skid plate. I'm estimating that at least 1 pound. It also doesn't have a rear disc guard on the Yamaha, so I'm estimating that at 1 pound different. And so when you take all that into account, the Yamaha would actually only be 2 pounds lighter. It's going to be 1 or 2 pounds different from the KTM 300XC, yet it doesn't have electric start. So that's pretty phenomenal that the KTM is within 1 or 2 pounds of the Yamaha, even when it does have electric start. Again, all these bikes were very similarly outfitted. They all had tubeless on them. They all had some form of hand guards. They all had a skid plate. The Yamaha didn't have a rear disc guard, but the two KTMs did. And I just want to point out that I think it's absolutely phenomenal that on the 2017 KTM 300XC, they actually did shave 8 pounds off the previous model. That is incredible. Some of that had to come with the air forks. There was like 3 pounds there. Some of that came with the frame. Some of that came with the motor. But 8 pounds, guys, from one model year to the next. This thing feels light. It feels nimble. It feels agile. It feels amazing. And the Yamaha, actually, it's kind of unbelievable that the Yamaha is only 1 or 2 pounds lighter, depending on how we rank these different pieces that it didn't have on it. It's only about 1 pound lighter, and it doesn't even have electric start. If you put electric start on that bike, and you put, then it would weigh more. Because it has a half gallon less gas. So I mean, it's pretty phenomenal what KTM has been able to do with these bikes, shaving the weight off of them. 8 pounds is a lot, guys, and now you know what they weigh. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, if you didn't already know, Patreon is the best way to support Dirt Bike Channel. We've got some really cool rewards over there, so click on the link up here that you see to become a patron. That'll take you directly to our site, and you can check everything out. You can donate as little as $1 per month, and it would really, really help us out. Thanks a ton, guys.